Quotes by Ernest Hemingway. The way to make people trustworthy is to trust them. When people talk, listen completely. Don't be thinking what you're going to say. Most people never listen. Man is not made for defeat. A man can be destroyed but not defeated. Courage is grace under pressure. The world breaks everyone, and afterward many are strong at the broken places. Forget your personal tragedy. We are all bitched from the start, and you especially have to hurt like hell before you can write seriously. But when you get the damned hurt, use it, don't cheat with it. Be as faithful to it as a scientist, but don't think anything is of any importance, because it happens to you or anyone belonging to you. Always do sober what you said you'd do drunk. That will teach you to keep your mouth shut. As a writer, you should not judge, you should understand. In order to write about life, first you must live it. An intelligent man is sometimes forced to be drunk to spend time with his fools. All modern American literature comes from one book by Mark Twain called Huckleberry Finn. American writing comes from that. There was nothing before. There has been nothing as good since. There is no friend as loyal as a book. There is no hunting like the hunting of man, and those who have hunted armed men long enough and liked it, never care for anything else thereafter. There is nothing to writing. All you do is sit down at a typewriter and bleed. There is nothing noble in being superior to your fellow men. True nobility lies in being superior to your former self. An intelligent man is sometimes forced to be drunk to spend time with his fools. Never think that war, no matter how necessary, nor how justified, is not a crime. Every man's life ends the same way. It is only the details of how he lived and how he died that distinguish one man from another. All things truly wicked start from innocence. There is no lonelier man in death, except the suicide, than that man who has lived many years with a good wife and then outlived her. If two people love each other, there can be no happy end to it. Happiness in intelligent people is the rarest thing I know. In modern war, you will die like a dog for no good reason. We are all apprentices in a craft where no one ever becomes a master. There is no rule on how to write. Sometimes it comes easily and perfectly, sometimes it's like drilling rock and then blasting it out with charges. Once we have a war, there is only one thing to do. It must be won. For defeat brings worse things than any that can ever happen in war. Fear of death increases in exact proportion to increase in wealth. I love to go to the zoo. But not on Sunday. I don't like to see the people making fun of the animals, when it should be the other way around. My aim is to put down on paper what I see and what I feel in the best and simplest. I know now that there is no one thing that is true, it is all true. As you get older, it is harder to have heroes, but it is sort of necessary. If a writer knows enough about what he is writing about, he may omit things that he knows. The dignity of movement of an iceberg is due to only 1/9 of it being above water. To be a successful father, there's one absolute rule: when you have a kid, don't look at it for the first 2 years. The only thing that could spoil a day was people. People were always the limiters of happiness, except for the very few that were as good as spring itself. I learned never to empty the well of my writing, but always to stop when there was still something there in the deep part of the well, and let it refill at night from the springs that fed it. There is nothing noble in being superior to your fellow men. True nobility lies in being superior to your former self. All our words from loose using have lost their edge. That terrible mood of depression of whether it's any good or not is what is known as the artist's reward. A writer of fiction is really a congenital liar who invents from his own knowledge or that of other men. Hesitation increases in relation to risk in equal proportion to age. For a long time now I have tried simply to write the best I can. Sometimes I have good luck and write better than I can. When you have shot one bird flying, you have shot all birds flying. They are all different and they fly in different ways, but the sensation is the same and the last one is as good as the first. I wake up in the morning and my mind starts making sentences, and I have to get rid of them fast, talk them or write them down. All my life I've looked at words as though I were seeing them for the first time. It's none of their business that you have to learn how to write. Let them think you were born that way. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.